What are the top entry points that pests use? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here are a few areas that we've seen that pests love to get in: gaps around foundation walls, cracks in the brick or siding, gaps around utility penetrations, missing door sweeps. It's that little piece on the bottom of the door that when you shut it, it's a little rubber piece or vinyl that flips one way or another, and that basically just seals out cold air. You can't have a extremely rigid base or it wouldn't close right. So it's going to have a little flexibility on the bottom. Well, those wear out. And if you haven't looked at the bottom of your storm door recently, it might be a good place to look, as well as non-storm doors that are exterior doors, or even the door between the house and the garage. That's a big entry point because especially mice and, critters like that love to get in a garage, and then as soon as that door is open or the door sweep's got a little gap in it, they can easily sneak into there. Another area they can get in, damaged window screens. Depending how much damage it can be, mosquitoes, flies, mice, any little thing, bees, wasps, spiders, all those can get in through damaged window screens. So you open your window, you think you're getting some nice spring fresh air, and you probably are, but you're also getting a few other things that you don't want in there. Another place they can enter is unsealed attic vents. I see this mostly in home inspections on the ends. There's three basic kinds of upper attic venting. You got if you have a gable house where your house just comes to a peak on both ends, and you got vents in those gable ends, those screens typically there's a screen on the inside of that vent, and if those get holes in it, I mean, you can get birds in there. You can get uh, certainly wasps. Sometimes you get big hornet nests put up in the attic just because it's an easy access in and out. So attic venting, and then you got the ridge vent, which is clear on top of the ridge, and it has natural openings, especially if it's not nailed down right, especially if it tears loose, and so forth. So all that's going to be potentially entry points. And then the other potential place is we call them box vents. They're basically a nice square vent. You might have them every couple feet near the peak of your roof, and those typically don't allow pest entry as much, but again, they have some built-in deterrents. But if those are compromised in any way, then you can get rainwater blown in, you can get wasps blown in there, and so forth. So, and then, you know, soffits. Look at the overhangs on your house. Soffits are a big place where you can get a little tiny hole, and the next thing you know, you got pests loving that. All right. It's an easy access point for them to get in. Another place that we have seen, if you have vinyl siding, which I would say the bulk of homes out there have vinyl siding. Vinyl siding has corner pieces specifically designed for vinyl siding. You put the corner piece on first, then you put the vinyl siding. It slides into the end so you don't see the end of the siding. Well, those corner pieces are hollow, and many times they extend almost down to the ground. And so those corner pieces provide a tunnel, a hidden pathway, especially for squirrels and mice to get into your attic. I would suggest that 95% of vinyl homes that we see, or homes that are clad in vinyl siding, have signs of mice in the attic. Whereas if you go with a brick house where you don't have those corner pieces, they don't have that natural framework to get up there. And it can still certainly happen, but it's much less common on a brick home than it is on a vinyl sided home.